We spoke to you a couple months ago. Has anything changed with your business under the new administration in just a couple of months since we spoke?
To be honest with you, not really. For the most part, we basically have been under this cloud of not knowing what's going to happen, and that uncertainty has been there since inauguration and has continued. So until that changes, a lot of our customers will be in the wait-and-see mode.
Dan, same question to you. Has anything changed in the past? Have you seen a Trump bump, regardless of your political affiliation?
Brian, Melissa, thank you for having me back. I think that now that the election's over, Trump or no Trump, and now that we're settling in, there absolutely has been a bump. Our request for proposals is at a historic high rate.
How high? How much has it gone up, and what time frame?
Well, you know, it started before the election, but once the election was over and we kind of had an idea of, okay, here are the policies that were going to be pushed going forward, people settled in, and the projects that were already to use a prior term, shovel ready, we're moving forward. I could quadruple my estimating department and probably not keep up with it.
You know, Philip, we look at BAMKO and your business, promotional products. Is it a cyclical business? In other words, if we see tax reform change or something like this, would you know for a while, or is it going to ride the overall economy?
Yeah, I mean, our business, basically, we work with Fortune 500s and their marketing departments. So it's a real leading indicator to how people feel about the overall economy. And most of the Fortune 500s right now are in kind of wait-and-see mode when it comes to their expenditures on the marketing side. So I would say that, for sure, if we get some more clarity, it might make them open up their pocketbooks. But for right now, I think what Dan has is a little bit more exclusive to the wood manufacturing industry and maybe to the real estate industry. But when you look across the board at all Fortune 500s, we're just not seeing that same level of commitment towards future projects because of the unknown.
I think that's a fair point. I mean, Dan, you mentioned requests for proposals. Those aren't necessarily orders. So at what point do you get concerned that there's a failure to pass the health care bill, and so therefore the requests for proposals won't necessarily turn into orders, actual orders?
That's a great question. In our industry, which could be unique to construction, the things that we're putting out estimates on right now are jobs that have already broken ground and are already funded. So the chance of those completed is probably near 100%. But to Phil's point, I mean, there really is a level of uncertainty out there, and I don't disagree with him, because, you know, healthcare is such a huge line item on the cost of goods sold. And so not having an idea of where is this going, is it going to be Obamacare, is it going to be something new, is it going to be something, you know, we haven't even heard of yet, you're talking major dollars and a major percentage of what it takes to employ people. So I don't disagree with Phil. There is an uncertainty which I think could, you know, start to test the market 24 to 36 months out.
Phil, any impact to your own business with the failure to pass the health care bill?
You know, we've provided health care for our employees for a long time, so for us it hasn't been too much of a difference. Since the first day we put our shingle up, premiums have been rising, and I think that's going to continue to happen. We'd like to get some sort of clarity on what the next direction is, because, as I said earlier, uncertainty is bad for business. So overall, I anticipate premiums will continue to increase as they always have, and it's just a matter of how much they'll increase by.